Hi, lovely people. This is Karin Monster with Highly Sensitive Parents, and this is my second Facebook Live session. And today I'm going to talk to you about highly sensitive people and their challenges. I know I was going to do this today at 4 Amsterdam time, but I'm not feeling very well, and I thought I could just get it over with, just do this now, because I have no idea how I'm going to be feeling in a bit. So let's see. Well, in preparing for this session, I asked around in a few groups about their challenges, including my own group. I have a highly sensitive parents group, and I got a lot of reactions from people. Everybody was really talking about all their challenges. And first when I was preparing for this class, for this session, I was like, wait a minute, I don't want to do this. I don't want to talk about all the heavy stuff about being highly sensitive. I don't want it to be, it's going to be a really negative session, and I'm not a negative person. So I was like, oh God. So I was actually thinking of giving it another, making it a little bit different, and talking about the importance of being positive as well, about the positive sides about being highly sensitive. But then what happened, as life happens, is that today I was taking my son to school, and his teacher all of a sudden said to me, do you know this person? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, that's my husband. She said, that's my husband. And like, yeah, that was my teacher, my mentor in high school when I first got in the Netherlands. When I first came to the Netherlands, he was my mentor in my class. And all of a sudden, just this person, being in my awareness again, in my mind again, just put me right back to those teenage years, being highly sensitive, being gifted as well, and just feeling so misunderstood, so alone, really hating being in school. I love to learn. I was really suffering in school. I barely got through high school because in the Netherlands we are not allowed to homeschool. So kids have to be in school, and that was just killing me, and I was really suffering from that. So just this person being in my mind again, and I felt really grateful for this person as well. Like I told that to my son's teacher, like give him my love, and tell him that I really appreciated that he understood me, and that he actually did his best so that I could stay in school and function as well as I could. So that kind of triggered me being like, wait a minute, don't forget the challenges. They are there. And I've been specializing in highly sensitive people. Well, I usually say since 2001, when I was in the university studying giftedness and high sensitivity. But actually, I've been specializing in high sensitivity my whole life for the last 37 years. My life is my expertise, and because of that, I do know that it is challenging, and I also know that we can turn it all around. And that's just something that I really want to make sure that it is heard as well. It is not all bad. We do have challenges, and those challenges are created not because of the high sensitivity. It is the environment, it is our upbringing, it is our parents, it is our schools, it is our workplace. That is what creates the problems. And I don't want to call them problems. I want to call them challenges, because we can overcome challenges. So because of that, I really want to focus on the challenges right now, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that. So I posted in the group and different groups, and what's really interesting is that I could categorize the challenges a bit. So let's say the first challenge that people really are facing, especially parents. I noticed that in my group that was like the main issue. It's balance and self-care. So it's more like, how can I handle it all? How can I how do I create enough me time? There's a lot of we need a lot more recovery time than non-highly sensitive people. So one person in a group, who's also actually my highly sensitive group, she actually said, which was something that I can really relate to, that if she has an activity for 1 hour, she would always need 2 hours to recover from that. And that's something that's really familiar for me. I cannot plan a lot on one given day. I do a lot, but I try to really have enough recovery time between my appointments every time. So that's really essential. I heard that in almost in every group that I asked, and I hear that my clients have that as well. Recovery time is essential because of being highly sensitive, and all the stimuli that we're accumulating in our body throughout the day really need more time to get out of our system. It just gets deeper into our system, so we need a little bit more time to get that out of our system. So that was really one of the main issues. Let's say, how can I handle it all? People were really struggling with creating boundaries for themselves. Boundaries in their family life, boundaries at work, even like energetically creating boundaries so that they're not feeling so much all the time. That's just really something people struggle with, and something that you can learn to handle. But if you don't know how to do this will always be a challenge. Another one, big one, anxiety, fear. There's a lot of anxiety, and I see that in many groups, and people are usually kind of like talking about anxiety in the same sentence as being as because of their being highly sensitive, and that's just not how it works. And anxiety comes from our brain really reacting to stimuli in a certain way. So something did have to happen so that anxiety built up in your system, and that you have recognized everyday situations as something that is threatening to you. So anxiety, but because of being highly sensitive, it does get deeper into your system. That is something that I'm very much aware of, but it's there. Anxiety, other type of anxiety that I do hear a lot, and the ones that are more common is just the overthinking part of being highly sensitive, the deep thinking, the deep overthinking, which really makes it hard to just say, okay, today I'm done, or we're going around and around and around. I know that many parents also experience a lot of anxiety, relating to their children or their children's future. That's a big trigger. It's difficult to let go because we can feel deeply. Not only we can relate to their pain, but we can also feel the pain that child is going through at that moment, and it's a little bit difficult to let go. So that happens as well. So those, how can I actively calm myself is something that people are struggling with, and how can I parent without fear? That's something, it's a big one, huge one. I think every parent struggles with that. If you're highly sensitive as well, you get an extra layer on that as well. The self-care part is, like, how can I process it all? How do I deal with all this over-arousal? That fits in right away with a balance part, like recovery time and creating boundaries as well. Something I work a lot I do a lot of self-care work on myself and with my clients, because it's just very essential when you're highly sensitive to take care of yourself and your body, and to deal with all this over-arousal around you and in you. The other challenges that I do see that were posted in the groups is that a lot of anger has to be processed in many highly sensitive people about the way others perceive them and perceive their highly sensitivity. So there's a lot of rejection going on. We've been hearing all our lives, you're too sensitive, get over it, stop thinking so much, just, you're too stubborn, you're too this, you're too that, we're all too much of everything. And so a lot of rejection is going around, and it's building up, like from when you're just a small boy, crying, and it was just like, toughen up, you're a man. That's something that our boys are really struggling with showing their emotions, and if they're highly sensitive as well, they're just they're there. Those emotions are there, but society is constantly giving them the message that they have to toughen up, and that's hard because that's who they are. So all this rejection is going on. Teachers don't know anything. Mostly, I don't want to say that they don't know anything about high sensitivity. I do know that the awareness is growing. It's why I'm doing this, why I want to spread more awareness, why I want to spread the message about high sensitivity, because I know that change happens when awareness grows. So that's why I'm doing this. So teachers are also so important for our children and for the future. So please spread this message, and other parents judge, the highly sensitive parents or the parents of the highly sensitive children, and they were like, oh, you're cuddling them too much and things like that. And you're not. We have to protect our children as much as we can. Of course, I don't believe in overprotection. I do believe that we have to teach our children how to be stronger or how to cope with things, but you can never cuddle too much. You cannot have enough love in your life. Come on, that's just stupid. So never let anybody say that you're cuddling your children too much. And so all this rejection in society of the highly sensitive, that's something that's really that people struggle with, that they've been rejected their whole life. So they don't know how to relate to others. They don't know how to be themselves with others. They are afraid to show their true self to others. They're afraid to even talk to people, a few people who are okay, the conversations are just not deep enough and things like that. So that's a big issue for many. And acceptance, so this same rejection and all this life trauma that you're building up throughout life by being rejected and not knowing who you are, that really this acceptance and self-love. So people do have to come to terms with their own sensitivity. By the time they're adults, they're really hurting. And I'm not saying that every highly sensitive person has gone through this. I'm not saying that. I am not saying that every highly sensitive person experiences challenges. If you've been in an environment your whole life where you could, with loving parents who accepted you as you were, if you were homeschooled, or even not, if you just like a small school with loving teachers, you will probably go through life a little bit differently and will not really see the big deal about being highly sensitive. But if you did go through life a little bit differently, you will experience a little bit more challenges later on. Yes? So those were the categories: balance, self-care, anxiety and fear, awareness problems, acceptance and self-love problem. It's something that people are really struggling with. And something else I want to say about that is that this anger and hurt about being highly sensitive is not helping anyone, not you, but also not in the way we communicate to others about our high sensitivity. And it's also in how we communicate, like to a teacher when we're talking about our children. We want our message to be positive. I mean, we want to be clear about the needs the child is having, but we want it to be positive, because if it's not positive, we're just venting our anger and our hurt on a teacher. It's not going to help anyone. And I think also that's a big problem in the way that a lot of the messages are being spread right now about being highly sensitive. People are victimizing themselves through their high sensitivity, and it's not something, it's not, of course we do have challenges, but it's not like we are being punished by God or whatever, being sent to earth as a highly sensitive person. It's not that way. I think we have a huge value for society. I think we are here to spread awareness about the things that are not working and how we can be more accepting of everyone and their differences. So please don't think that it's all that bad. I do believe that, with a lot of self-awareness, self-care, self-love, we can heal a lot of our challenges, and we can create a more balanced life where we can be ourselves. So that is really the future that I have for myself and for my 3 amazingly beautiful, highly sensitive children. So I hope I was a little bit clear about the challenges. And if I missed one, I'm sorry. I think there are a lot of challenges that would fit in those categories. And I have one beautiful poem which I just found today. It's not mine. It's Sandy Alamian, who is an amazing spiritual coach, and she posted this on her Facebook page. So if you want to look her up, go ahead, Sandy Alamian. And she said, "As I live my own life, the world needs to know that each step I take must be steady and slow. For when I rush, it's so hard to see the lessons that life has in store for me. As I live my own life, you'll need to know that I may not conform, my true self will show. For I've promised my soul for all eternity to open my heart to the truth within me. As I live my own life, I'll need to know that through my pain and my tears, I will grow. So I let go and let God, and I know what I'll see. The beauty in you, the beauty in me." And that is truly the message for you guys, for everyone. Just, through your pain, through your tears, please grow. This is what you're here to do. This is what we're here to do. And I know through my 37 years schooling that is what I'm here to do. I'm here to grow, and I'm here to show you the beauty in you. So I hope you enjoyed it. I will be doing my next Facebook Live about the highly sensitive children and their challenges, which is, of course, closely related to what I talked to today. But it's a little bit more about the school environment as well, because they're in school, especially in countries when we're not allowed to homeschool. It's something that can create real serious problems. And I hope you join me then. Feel free to share this session with anybody you feel that might need it. I would very much appreciate, because I'm on my own personal quest to create awareness about this subject. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye.